So in this week's Photoshop design tutorial, it's all about creating an adventurer logo in Photoshop. So hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Photoshop design tutorial. My name is Manny and you can find me over at resetpro.com. So in today's tutorial I'm going to teach you guys how to do a very simple adventurer logo in Photoshop. We're going to work with a few text layers. We're also going to work with the pen tool, creating a path and a text on top of that. And then as well some very weird and abnormal shapes again. Now, if you're lazy and don't want to create your shapes yourself, don't forget you can have a look down below. In the description is a link to the Tronics Design Media Package where you will receive every single shape that I've ever created. So have a look in the Tronics Design Media Package. Then, if you're not lazy, you can also watch this tutorial and just create it yourself. So yeah guys, enough of the talking, let's get right away into the tutorial. Okay, so over in Photoshop, in our right hand side here in the layers palette, you guys get to see first of all the design part and then also a background and a black layer. So basically again started out this week with a brand new canvas, then as well a background on top of that. I took the opacity down a little bit, 50%. Having a black background in the background helps because now I can obviously have a little bit of a moodier and darker background. So let's switch this again back to 50%, and then on top of that with white foreground color I designed all of my logo. So if you're brand new to this and don't know even how to create a canvas, please have a look on the channel or some beginner tutorials where you can learn how to do this. So let's get started right away with the design. This is what we're going to implement, an adventurer logo in Photoshop. So let's start with the first section, which will be opening the text tool. Again, on the left hand side here, text tool. Maybe before we do that, let's go to view, new guides. So under view, new guides, vertical, we're going to write 50%, so 50%. Hit OK, and right away we have a guideline. Great. So I'm going to make a big selection over here. I'm going to start with my main logo and main word, which will be adventurer. So let's write adventurer. Okay. And selecting all of that again with Command A. Please remember I'm working on a Mac, so if you're a Windows person, please press Control when I say Command. So again, Command A selects everything and Command T goes into the text tool. Now, first of all, we have to select here the right font. I'm going to select all of the adventurer. We're going to go to the font layers here at the top, and we're first of all going to select Bebas Neue. So that is basically the font we are going to work with. Bebas Neue Regular. You guys can also find that again down below in the description if you're looking for it. Okay, so selected that. We're going to set our size here to something around 130. And our tracking, we have to also adjust that a little bit. So over at the character box, if you don't have the character box, please head over to Window and select Characters over here. So you will also have this little box. Okay, character box over here, we're going to take the tracking somewhere to like a -30, so it's nice and close together. I'm going to accept it from the top, take the move tool, and just place it for now somewhere here into the center. Okay, something like that. Great. So let's also start now with the next thing, which will be the shape. First of all, I am working quite unorganized. I would say I would first create my main text in here, then I add some shapes, then I add some little elements, and then I see how I go. So what I will do now is basically go to press U on the keyboard, go and select the custom shape tool over here, head over to the shape library, and I will now go and call up my little banner here. So down here I have my banner. You guys can also see I have a ton of shapes in here. Remember again, get the Tronics Design Media Package and you also will have all these shapes. So let's select that. I'm going to hold Shift on the keyboard so it's equally expanding, and I'm just going to make a nice big selection over here. So maybe from the D until to the E, somewhere like that. Yep. And you see the guideline getting pink there. That means we've also centered this, so that is fine. I'm going to press Command Shift and H to hide the outlines here from the pen tool. Take the move tool and just take this a little bit higher. Okay, with the cursors left and right, going to place that a little bit. And happy with that. Great. Next step that I will do is maybe write the text that goes here in the bottom, which is nature product. I'm going to go with nature product today. So select T on the keyboard. It puts you into the text tool. And I make a small selection here and write for now nature product. So nature product. Okay, so you guys can't see it because it's obviously too big. The font size is still too big. So let's take that all the way down. Okay, even further, nature product, something like that. But let's select everything. I still want to change the font on this. So I'm going to go with something called Gotham. Let me just find it, Gotham Bold. Again, if you're looking for this, have a look down below in the description is again the name for it. Okay, what I want to do is just make it a little bit smaller again. And I think I'm going to work with around 17 size here, 17. And then let's have a look at the tracking, which can also be -30. That is fine too. I'm going to accept it at the top. Press V on the keyboard for the move tool. And with the cursors, literally just putting it here into the center. Great. Now I'm going to make a duplicate of this layer because I also want to have the dates here, left and right, the year, exactly in the same font. So I'm going to press Command J on the keyboard. So this basically duplicates it. Command J again. So for Windows people, please Control J. I'm also going to press V again, back into the Move tool, and literally just drag this out a little bit. Okay, I still want to stay in the same height. So let's go over here. And you guys can see with CCs, Photoshop CC, you will have these guidelines automatically. So they really help while designing. Okay, text tool again. Select it and whoops, that was wrong. So let's select it again. I'm going to write 19. Okay, and let's take this all the way back over here maybe. Somewhere closer. That is up to you again. Okay, and 19 I have, and it should be 1920. So 20 I want to put here on the right hand side. So simply press Command J once again. You duplicate that 19 layer. Press V on the keyboard, get into the Move tool, and we're literally just going to drag it over to the other side. Again, you can also be very precise and take out some guidelines here. So this and this is exactly the same distance as well as over here. I'm a bit too lazy, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to freestyle it like so. And press Text tool again and write here 20. So it should give you 1920. Again, remember, you guys can also see I do have here at the top the ruler and at the left. If you don't have that, please go to View and select Ruler over here. Now we have that nature product, we've got adventurer, we've got our ribbon here, our little banner, and I want to actually start doing something else. I wanted to write here in the banner collection. So again, I'm going to zoom in very closely. And for this, I'm actually going to do a little trick here. I'm going to take the pen tool, so press P on the keyboard. I'm going to make an anchor point over here on the left hand side and one on the right hand side. But keep on holding your pen tool. Then I'm just going to move it down and a little bit further. And going to place my path exactly on the outline here of the ribbon. Okay, stop over there. Z on the keyboard, zoom out again. If you're new to the pen tool, have a look on the channel. There's another tutorial teaching you how to work with the pen tool if this is completely new to you. Now, press T again to get back into the text tool, and you're going to hover over this path line. So simply go to the left side, click on it, and I'm going to now write exactly on this path. So I'm going to write collection. Okay, make it nice and big. Obviously you guys can't see it because the font color is white. We've also never talked about this actually with the previous fonts here. When you do select your text here at the top, the font style and the size, also select the color that you want. So obviously it's white and then you're tracking. So now I'm just going to make it black. Okay, so I can actually see something. I'm also going to stick with this font, so basically Gotham Bold. And what I will still do is just make it a bit bigger. So say somewhere around 30. Yeah, 30 is not too bad. Then also my tracking should be not -30, just normal 30. Nice, I like that. I'm going to accept that, take the Move tool, and place this a little bit higher here. And still going to, with my cursors left and right, going to move that a little bit. So I want this in the center, but I can see already it's not really centered. So very simply press Command T to get into the transform mode. And now I can just go with the mouse on the right until we get to these two arrows. And you can now rotate this a little bit more, just so it looks a little bit more even and balances nicely. Okay, that is good for now. Back into the Move tool. And I'm literally just a little bit with the cursors moving it left and right. Back to Command T, correcting this once again slightly. And good. Okay, let's get over this. You guys kind of know what I'm doing here. So next step that I want to do is actually turn off this layer, but I want to hold Command and select this layer. So for the Windows people, please just press Control now. So hold Command, it's switched off, but I'm going to click on it. Okay, like so. You just click on the T and hold Command, and right away Photoshop makes a selection around the text. Now I'm going to head over to Shape 3, click right click, say rasterize this layer, and if I hit delete now, it will delete only the selected area. So again, I'm going to press Command D, get out of the selection, and if I zoom in, right away you will see we have only deleted that area, and our collection is a bit shine through the ribbon. Nice. So now there is no background. If I'm going to turn this off, you will also see here it is black. So great. We don't need the collection now anymore. So you can either delete it or keep it there for in case if you want to work again with this. Now let's go to the next step, which will be again another font, a new font. I'm going to first of all just make a bit selection here, and I'm going to write now original, just again keeping another small cool thing, a cool element in there. Original, we're going to select it. First of all, choose a new color, that would be white, and we're going to now work with a new font. I will go a little bit through. I do notice just shortly underneath, there we go. Great Vibes Regular. So again, have a look in the description down below. You will also find it over there. First of all, I'm going to choose a new font size here. So 22. Yep, I had that earlier as well. And my tracking should please be 0. So it's really original, the font. I'm going to accept that, take the move tool, and literally just place this somewhere here. Again, with the cursors a little bit down as well. And quite happy there actually. Next one, again, back to the shapes over here, custom shape tool. And I'll go back into my shape library. And right at the bottom as well, over here, I do have these very, very thin arrows. So I'm going to hold Shift on the keyboard so it's equally expanding, and I'm just going to make a nice big selection like so. Okay, drop it. Let's also press the zoom tool so we can actually zoom in so you guys can see a little like a very sharp arrow here, or a very sharp thingy key. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'm first of all just going to take shape 4 and move this slightly down just with the cursor so it's also in the middle of original. Then I'm going to press Command J, duplicate that first of all. I'm going to rotate and move it all the way over here, and I'm going to press Command T, get into the rotate function and just rotate that. Hold Shift as well so it clips again when you get to 180 degrees, so 180 degrees around. Okay, then as well I'm just going to place it again on the other side and move that all over here. Great. Okay, cool. Let's keep that there. And so far happy. Now, what I still want to do is at the top pretty much the same. I just want to call it The Adventurer and also steal both of these very sharp arrows here. So what I'm going to do is hold Command and select both of these layers. Press Command G again and write here maybe Sharpies or something sharp. I'm just going to write sharp for now. And press Command J, duplicate that, and we can move that all the way back to the top. Now, right away you will see again we have 2 of them. Let's zoom in a bit closer. I'm going to open my group over here and take shape 4 copy and just move that all the way into the center, like so. Okay, let it spill a little bit over that guideline, as you can see here. Take again shape 4, V on the keyboard, and move it also with your cursors left and right. Now I want to show you guys something. Bam, like so. And move it down. Right away you have a nice guide, a nice line here that is consistent and looks evenly to both sides. Okay, I think we can also eliminate our guideline for now. Just go back to View and Clear Guides. Okay, so it's a bit distracting right now. Then what I will also do is take both of these layers, so Shape Copy, we can maybe rename that to Shape Copy 2 or just Sharp 2 actually. And I'm going to move it just slightly down until I feel, yeah, it could actually be over here. Remember, you guys can always use guidelines if you want to be more precise. I'm a bit lazy, I'll just do it with the cursors. Now, let's select the text tool again, T on the keyboard, make a selection over here, and I'm just going to write The for The Adventurer. Okay, then let's select also the right font for this again. I'm going to go with Gotham, if I say this right. Gotham Bold over there. Yes, that looks great. Then again, what I'm going to do, select everything, put this to maybe like a 32 font size, white foreground color, please. And then I'm going to go with like -30. So everything is pretty much -30 in the tracking mode. Accept that with Enter. take the move tool, and I'm also just going to place it somewhere here into the center. Great, so now we have the adventurer with some cool guidelines, with some cool spikes here. So last thing that I still want to do is obviously have the round text at the top and at the bottom. And sometimes it's really a struggle. You're either going to create a few guidelines, put some over here, and then maybe another one over here. Obviously you can calculate that, take the pen tool, make a path here, and try to get a super even circle. Just frustrating. I have a better technique for this, a bit of a cheat. So let's try that. I'm first of all going to go to View, clear the guides, and I'm going to take my original ribbon shape over here. So basically shape 3, press Command J and duplicate that. I'm going to move it all the way back to the top. Press V for the keyboard. The reason why I move it all the way to the top here in the layers palette is just so I know it is up at the top and I can delete it again. It has no really reason why it's at the top. I'm going to move this all the way back to the top, somewhere over here. And now what I'm doing is I'm basically looking at this anchor point here and this. And they can both be a pretty good anchor point already for me without calculating a lot. So I'm going to take the pen tool. Let's zoom in a little bit with Z. Pen tool, I'm going to make an anchor point over here and one over here. Keep on holding, like I said earlier, and we're trying to get a really nice even path here, left and right. And I'm also having a look here that the path clips exactly to the outside of the banner, and we have a nice round selection. How amazing is that? So let's zoom out again. I'm going to take the text tool. First of all, go to the path until you see this weird icon appear. I'm going to select it, and now we can write on this. So I'm going to write now explore. What did I write? Explorer, exactly, of the forest. So this is totally up to you what you want to write. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to switch to Gotham Light with this font. Okay, so light. And then as well, I'm going to go with, say, 17. Yep, nice and small. And the tracking, let's take that actually up a little bit until we reach the end. So that could be around 150, maybe even more, 170. That's a little bit too much. So I'm going to go with like 150 tracking here. I'm going to accept it. And now only step I need to do is delete my shape 3 copy layer. So delete that, and right away you guys can see we have a nice even round text here. I'm also going to take Explorer of the Forest and just move this up a little bit with my cursors, and right away at the top. Great, that looks nice. So one more step that I will have to do is obviously create that at the bottom as well. So just copy and basically duplicate the step that we just did. Shape 3, Command J, duplicate it, move it to the top. Then I will move my canvas a little bit with spacebar. Take V, the tool, move tool, and move this a little bit down. Press Command T, rotate it completely. Okay, not too much, like so. Hit enter, and a little bit more down. And now again, zoom in, P for the pen tool, anchor point, and another anchor point. Hold on, and create a nice round path over here. Again, remember, if you're new to the pen tool, have a look. There is a tutorial on the channel teaching you how to work with a pen tool. Great, like that. Text tool again, make a selection here at the top. And we're just going to write now the next text, which is again, dream of whatever is that. Let me just so dream of an American. Again, obviously you guys can write anything you like. It is up to you what you want to do with your logo. I'm gonna accept it. Also, let's also click here and delete shape 3 copy. Great. And right away you guys can see we also have this. Let's just select it, and we're gonna move it a little bit more into the center, a little bit more down if you want. Yeah, a little bit more. And I'm also going to take original here and the sharp and go a little bit more down. Yeah, and obviously place it into the area I want to. Now, great, have all of this. Last step I will do is just select all of these layers. Again, most probably holding Shift, select the first layer and the last, and press Command G, put everything together in a group, and right here design. Now the tutorial is so long already, but if you want to, you can also go in here and clean up this whole layers palette and put it into better groups like I did earlier. Top shape, text, original, and so on, another shape. So it's a bit easier to find when you come back in a year's time. Now, last step again on design, literally take the whole design layer and the whole group and just move the whole logo here into the center. Yeah, okay guys, so that is basically it for creating a super easy adventurer logo in Photoshop. Again, remember, working with a few different text layers is the key here. And yeah, if you're too lazy, have a look down below in the description is a link for the Tronics Design Media Package where you can download all the freaking shades. So yeah guys, if you're like me and just can't get enough of Photoshop design, click on the subscribe button right now to subscribe. We send out free Photoshop tutorials every single week. Yeah, and if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit me up with a thumbs up there, share it with all your buddies who are new to Photoshop design, and I will see you all in the next tutorial. So you're still here and interested in some more design tutorials? Then simply click here on the left hand side, 2 more tutorials just for you. Tronics Design Media Package down below, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya!